What's good, Kinfolk Nation? It's your boy Screwface Capone in the house. Doing a little bit something different today. I didn't feel like getting in front of a camera, but I still wanted to speak on this, so I decided to do the whole commentary over gaming footage stuff. So anyway, the game footage, because I'm recording this live, so I haven't decided what game I'm going to use yet. But this is just here for a visual aid, whatever it is you're seeing. So if you're doing something right now, whether you're cooking, you're cleaning, you're working out at the gym, or you work from home, you can just have this playing in the background. So that's basically what this is for. So anyway, if you've been keeping up with this channel, then you'll know that one of the games that I've been looking at and definitely interested in is called Esports Boxing Club. And that's an independently developed boxing game from Steel City Interactive. It's going to be launching on Steam in early access, and presumably it'll be coming to console systems as well. News has been getting far and few between, but every time I see something about it, I get more excited. Today, they had a roundtable involving creative director Ash Habib, IBF champion Sonny Edwards, who's been working with the developers, ESBC commentator Todd Grisham, and global communications Will Kinsler. Will Kinsler's been working at a lot of big name studios. I forget the names off top that he said, but he's been working with some pretty big stuff. I'll post a link to the roundtable in the description so you can watch it all for yourself, because it's a 40-minute video, but I'm just here to summarize it and give it my thoughts. So anyway, they started off by talking about some insight as to like what they set out to do when they first start development on the game. They were interested in making a boxing game, obviously, and they had intended to use a fictional boxers with like a small amount of big names, but as the scope of the game went on, they were making partnerships with different organizations. They were signing all these different wrestlers, what am I saying? All these different boxers. And the thing just got bigger than what they had imagined, and that's why they're taking so much time on it. So, which brings me to my next one. Obviously, there's no release date. They're trying to put it in early access, but according to them, they got a few more hurdles to get through before they can get it in a state ready for early access. So, from the way they were talking, though, it sounded like they're getting pretty close to an early access date. If I were to guess, I were to say that it'll probably be dropping sometime between fall and winter of this year. Hopefully. So a lot of the time they've been spending development on the game is on stuff like is basically getting the gameplay right, the boxing, the in-ring action, and recently they've had some boxing content creators and boxing YouTubers, I think. They had them, they bought them out to the studio and they had them play some test versions of the game. And they had some feedback to add in. Feedback included some concerns about the damage that body shots would do, if players were able to throw too many shots before the stamina meter emptied, how body shots would damage the player as opposed to body shots damaging the head. Concerns about the defense, weaving, as well as how punches would feel between different weight classes. So, like, the developers are trying to nail this focus between realism and fun gameplay. So, while this is a sim, getting the fun gameplay is a bigger part of it. Sonny Edwards actually had a lot of insight into the gameplay, as far as like the way things go and the way things feel in the ring. So it looks like they've made heavy use of his input. And they've been spending a lot of time working on the game as well, because Edwards had mentioned that some he had saw like earlier in the game that he never saw before in there yet. So he couldn't really speak on it, but I don't think it sounded like anything big or anything, but just something that he saw in there. So when the game launches in early access, there will be 8 weight classes, and from what I heard, it sounded like there's going to be more. And it sounds like that the career mode won't be in at launch either. It'll be coming sometime later. I don't know, that might be a bummer, but I think it might be for the best. Well, if they can get the career out pretty soon, then it won't be too much of a deal. But if they have the online play or anything like that, if the online play is up and running, then that might be able to make up for it, as well as like the boxer creator and stuff. Also, some people had asked about like Canelo's model. Was that model going to be updated? So it seemed the scan they'd have in the game, that was the model that they have in the game right now. Like that was from a direct scan of Canelo. So it doesn't. From what they said, it sounded like they're not going to update the model just yet. Maybe it might be something that'll come in a later update. Who knows? Another person had asked about commentary in different languages. Todd Grisham spoke on that a little bit. It might be something that'll be like more of a long-term prospect thing, like something like way down the road. Maybe languages in Spanish, Portuguese, Russian, So the game will be localized when it's released in early access. But it doesn't sound like if they do like different language commentary, that's going to be a later thing to come around. Also, Todd Grisham talked about doing commentary work in WWE games versus ESBC. Like WWE, there might be a 1,000-page script, and how you hear certain lines repeat during a game. The way he talked it up, it sounded like there's going to be more commentary dialogue in ESBC. It's usually in sports games or boxing or wrestling games, you might hear certain lines over and over again. It sounded like it might not be the case. It's not going to be the case in ESBC, or at least they're trying hard as possible to avoid that. Obviously, there will be some lines that'll be repeated here and there, but it's not going to be in the WWE Raw versus SmackDown games where we're talking about so-and-so's educated feet or whatnot. So that'll be a pretty good thing, because you always want to get that commentary down when it comes to sports titles, but you don't want to make it sound too repetitive. So it's definitely good to see that the developers are being more transparent with the fans on this one, because they know a lot of fans are waiting on this. And I know a lot of them are seeing that this is going to take some time to really develop and make into that perfect big name boxing game. At the same time, though, I hope it's sooner rather than later that we hear about that early access, because as you know, it's been well over a decade since not well over a decade, maybe 10 or 11 years since we got the last big serious boxing simulator. So they know that too, so it definitely looks like they're going to get it. They're going to take all the time they need to get it just right. And I really would rather them do it that way. Focus on getting it just right, getting that player feedback, and working in those bells and whistles as you can. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Hit me up in the comments. Also, let me know if you dig this commentary over gameplay style stuff. If you like what you saw, click the thumbs up icon, and make sure you subscribe and click the bell icon if you haven't done so already. Also, another game that I look at on this channel quite frequently is called Paralives. It's a life sim game that's similar to The Sims, and just like ESBC, their developers are passionate about getting it right, and they're going to put it in early access when it does launch. So if you want to learn more about it, I got a video about it, and it just popped up on your screen right now. So check it out. In the meantime, I'm Audi 51,000 G kinfolk, and have a great rest of your week.